financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is the fun is over, the debts are due. Chapter 13 is the answer. A somber topic, particularly right for a somber person. Brian Small, good morning.
Somber? I
Yeah.
am not somber.
You're not.
But that being said, it is a topic that we need to discuss because
It's the right thing to talk about.
it is, and financial debt is just exploding all over the place right now.
What do you think about that, Pat Simansko?
I think you're right. I think it's getting too easy to get it. I think people don't have money in their wallets anymore. They use credit cards, which is basically free money to them, and then all of a sudden they got to pay it back.
Are we at the point of getting to that date? And when I say that date, there's a date that comes when people tap out their available credit and the credit card companies say, enough is enough, we're not giving you any more credit.
Well,
And once that happens, that happened in 2008 to 10, we've gone through expansion of credit card debt. We're at all-time highs. We're well over 1.2 trillion in credit card debt. Interest rates on credit cards have
we're
not
actually
come
well
down.
over that number.
Yeah.
That number was from the second quarter of last year.
And people are you seeing people getting tapped out?
Oh yeah, people are getting tapped out, and I'm going to give you some factors that are going to push people over the edge this year. Healthcare premiums.
Ooh.
Healthcare premiums. So I'll give you an example. My son lives in Colorado, and he buys his insurance through the exchange. And his policy for 2024, and he's 26 years old, his policy for 2024 was $368 a month. Now, I had him picking the best policy he could get.
Sure.
We went to renew that for 2025. His policy was $368. Went to renew it for 2026. It had jumped up to $790 a month.
Ooh,
Now,
ouch.
He's not in a position to afford $790
So what's he
a
gonna
month.
do?
So he backed down his policy
In terms of his benefits?
in terms of the benefits.
Wow.
And it's the right thing to do. And his new policy, which is the gold policy rather than the platinum, is $434 a month.
Still.
It still went up, but
What about the employers that are
He
going to be
gets
paying
less.
for all their...
he gets less coverage for more money.
Well, the exchanges, I think, is really gotten hit.
Oh, that's
I mean,
where it
I
is.
got my new Medicare supplement premium.
You're
which
not 65.
No.
He's not 65. You are
Right.
100%
No.
correct.
I wish
Ken.
I was 65.
Ken, no way.
And, that premium went up. That premium's gone up every year. It goes up about $250 between my wife and I. But that's just premium. That's not exchange. That's a big factor. There's no question
And so
about
when
it.
young people are...
But people are going to get tapped out on their credit cards regardless of that because they're abusing their credit cards.
They are, but now you've got a whole group of people that have to
That's going to tip them over.
I mean, you're talking about if an average policy went up $200 to $300 a month.
Let me ask you a question. Does your son have any credit card debt?
No,
Are you
does not.
sure?
100% guaranteed.
That goes back to one of our previous shows because you brainwashed him.
I didn't
between
brainwash
the
him.
ages of 5 and 10.
educated
Beat it
him.
into his head from the
Educated
day
him.
he was
And
born.
that's not brainwashing?
No, that's just
education.
educating.
You did exactly what I'm saying is the right thing to do. And that you did him a service. And and he's going to, when he gets to be your age, he's going to thank you for that.
The problem with the health insurance, though, is when you have $300 less a month, that's not going on your mortgage. That's not going in your 401k. That's just going into your monthly expenses.
Or you're going into
Well,
debt.
or
Yeah,
it's
you
pushing
gotta
you into
pay it
debt
off
because
somewhere.
people have to. What is so difficult is changing your lifestyle
Your
To react
expense.
to react to having a bill to be. Now that's one bill that has to be paid, right? The
Health
medical
insurance.
expenses. The other one is all those student loans that just came due. That for
That's
5.5 years during the
major disaster.
Biden administration plus the beginning of the Trump administration, there were no payments due on any of these student loans.
Yeah, now there are.
And now they're all due, and people are coming in. And the good news is that there's a lot of things we can do with student loans now, potentially discharging them in bankruptcy.
Well, let's talk about that, but I want to put things in perspective, because when you say, I think the majority of Americans that are living paycheck to paycheck, they have credit card debt. So where they are at now, before you're raising these two issues, is at best, they are bringing in enough money to pay their bills and make their minimum payments or a little bit extra on their credit cards, and they're not saving anything at all. When you layer in the two issues you just said, all of a sudden your health insurance goes up $300 or $400 a month, or all of a sudden you have to start paying the student loans and you haven't, that extra money doesn't exist to pay for it. The only way people are finding that money is they are going to find it by increasing the balance on their credit cards, by doing balance transfers, where they're just kind of manufacturing the money by growing their debt. And when the credit card companies say, you've tapped out your credit limit, we're not going to increase you, then what do? Then they can't even make their minimum payments. So then the question comes down, who do they pay? Do you pay your mortgage payment? Do you pay your car payment? Or do you pay your credit card payment? Before those, you're going to pay your health insurance. You have to pay your utilities. You even have to pay your landlord because he'll evict you on 30 days. But then you get down to mortgage, car payment, credit cards. When we come back from the break, Brian's going to tell us who we're supposed to pay.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP.
You know, Dad made us promise we would never put him in a nursing home.
I know, but he found that new caregiver on the internet, and I'm getting worried.
Don't worry, honey. I know just how to take care of you.
I'm sure you do.
Maybe it's time to call Samasco Law.
You know, I've heard of them. All my friends on Facebook use them.
Take the stress out of your family's future. Reach out to Samasco Law and set a course through life's difficult times. Samasco Law, protecting what means most because that's what we do.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're back. Who are you going to pay? You don't have enough cash, and you've got a mortgage payment, a car payment, and a credit card payment to make. If you don't pay your credit card payment on the 3 days before the credit card payment is due, they call you to remind you.
So
Yeah, Brian.
you can't go into this like it's a vacuum. You have to look at the total big picture.
You're not going to answer the question?
I am. The first person, the most important creditor you pay is the roof that
It's
goes
a
over
lawyer.
your house.
So you're making the mortgage payment.
Mortgage payment is the most important.
Okay,
the
I'm
car
back.
is the second most important.
Okay, if I make the mortgage payment, I can't make the car payment. Then what do? No, I lose my car. Should I pay the car and not the mortgage?
There's something we have to consider. It's a balance, right? What are we keeping? What are we getting rid of?
Well, if I pay my car, at least then I can sleep in it when I lose my house.
Well,
It may get to that point. You may need your credit cards to do those things.
Can.
That's what they're there for, the emergency.
But I don't have available any. I don't have any
you're
if I don't have any
trouble.
available credit on the credit cards, why pay them?
So you're looking at two different. Let's go down the road where you have money. You don't have enough money to pay all of your debts. Okay, so when you're in that situation, the most important thing is pay the house payment. A car, you could always figure out how to buy a used car for cash or get rid of the car that you have and buy a much cheaper car.
If I have equity in the house, for sure I need to make the mortgage payment because I don't want to get foreclosed and lose the equity, right? Or should I sell the house?
Sometimes the choice is sell the house.
But if
Sometimes
I
the
have no-
choice is pay keep the
Well,
house
let me
and
ask you the
protect
next
the
question.
equity.
If I have no equity in the house, should I make the mortgage payment or should I make the car payment? Because if I don't have a car, how am I going to get to work? And if I don't get to work, how am I going to make a living?
It's
can't
not
answer
that
that
simple.
easy.
This is my problem. I'm sitting here. This is the reality for the person who's in the debt.
So here's the question: does the house have a $3,000 mortgage payment, or does it have a $1,200
it
mortgage
has a
payment?
$1,500 mortgage.
Okay, so a $1,500 mortgage payment. How many people live in the house?
4.
Okay, I got news for you. In the Detroit metropolitan area, if you've got a house, a mortgage payment that is $1,500, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, you will not find housing less expensive
That's true.
than $1,500 a month. So
I
you
have
need to
to
do
stay
everything to
there.
protect your home,
Even if I don't have any equity.
even if you don't have any equity.
It's a
'Cause
glorified apartment.
It's a cheaper
Even
rental.
if water is gushing in from the roof every day.
No,
No, I'm kidding. Okay. All right, so you're right. So you're,
but you know,
you're
you
measuring.
don't need to drive a $900 a month car.
I'm driving a Ford Focus, $400 payment.
Okay, here's the problem. There's practically no such thing as a $400 car payment anymore.
What about buying a car for cash and not financing it?
No one's got cash.
No one has cash. But it's not a bad idea. And the key here
Is it better to lease or to buy?
It is better to reduce your expenses no matter what you do.
So the lease can be cheaper in the short run, but the buy can be cheaper in the long run.
Well, the buy has to do with. All right, I'm going to jump into Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Okay, Chapter 13
Obviously,
bankruptcy.
I'm stressed because I don't have the money, and I've got these obligations.
If
what are you gonna do for
you're
me?
the client that's sitting in front of me that
I am the
says
client sitting
that
in front of
has
you.
enough money to cover the mortgage,
I have enough money to cover the mortgage.
Some
if
money-
I don't pay the credit cards,
some money to cover some part of a car payment,
I have that too.
and nothing left over after that,
Nothing.
you're probably a Chapter 13 candidate. For most people that walk through the door, we can protect all of the equity in the home. We can restructure your car loan so that we can pay it out over a 5-year stretch.
So if I have a $900 car payment, you can reduce that?
Potentially.
Do I get to keep my Maserati?
Not if it goes 185.
I think what you're talking about is you have to prioritize. The trouble is, the one parent is sitting there trying to figure it out, and he's got a spouse, or a wife's got a husband, and 5 kids sitting there. I want money. I need money. Give it to me.
Yeah,
give it to me. Give it to me.
Everybody
give it
is
to me.
pulling from it.
And
Yes.
you pull your hair out.
This is what happens.
Right?
But
So once you pull your hair out, then what do you do?
you look at opportunity. Okay? Chapter 13 is opportunity. If you have fallen behind on your house, we can help you restructure that and catch it up over a period of time rather than the mortgage company that wants you to pay it instantly.
Example, I'm 3 months behind in my mortgage payment and they're threatening to foreclose.
When you hit 4 months, they will start foreclosure.
Okay. So how does the Chapter 13 help me there?
So Chapter 13 says, all right, we look at your budget. Again, we have enough money left over to pay the mortgage payment. We have enough money to pay something towards the debt service, but not enough to pay towards all of the debt service, which is why the credit card debt keeps going up, why you're struggling. And you've fallen behind on the house because you made the mistake of paying the credit cards
Correct.
versus paying the house. What we do is we take the money that's available and we put it towards the most important bill first, which
House
is your
first.
house.
Okay.
And we use that money to catch the house up. If there's anything left over after the house is caught up, it might go towards the hospital
and
bills
Master-
and
oh.
Visa and MasterCard. But we don't care if they get nothing in a
It's
Chapter
okay.
13 as long as the mortgage gets caught up and the house is
I
saved.
got a question for you.
And we
What-
can do that with a car too. If it's the car that you've fallen behind, we can restructure that.
When you're looking at in the real world, how
This is
do
the
you-
real world.
Yeah, in the real world is, how do you have the conversation with the 3 kids that you're not taking them to soccer camp and you're not buying them the pony and you're not doing that because the credit card or the
That
bankruptcy
doesn't go to your budget, right?
doesn't.
No, but that goes
how
into
much-
budget management and it goes into having an honest conversation with
That's
your
what I'm
children.
getting to. You
At
gotta
the
have
at the
that.
end of the day,
And your spouse.
no one ever wants to be the person that says we have to go live in an apartment or a tent because we just lost the house. It does happen, but if you can do something to protect yourself and prevent that, people are very resourceful. They will
Let's take a break.
they will resolve that.
And I want to
other
respond
issues.
to your question after.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Time for announcements. I want to announce THAV GROSS has opened a new office downriver in the Horizon building on Eureka Road. So now we're in Flint, downriver, and also our home office in Bingham Farms. Remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. You can do it by Zoom conference, in the office, any way that works best for you. Just call 888-235-HELP or go to the website, thavgross.com, to sign up. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business law issues, elder law issues with Pat or Kelsey, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner. Again, sign up at lawandreality.com or thavgross.com or just call 888-235-HELP. Also, if you go to the website, you'll see there's free reports. Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by Jeff Linden and myself. Bankruptcy, Is It Right for Me by Brian Small. How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure. Business Formations, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan. And The Retiree's Guide to Social Security by Pat Samasco. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV GROSS, Samasco Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
For almost 60 years, Samasco Law has been the trusted source for helping families navigate the uncertain world of estate planning and elder law. And now, our firm is growing even stronger with the addition of attorneys Joe Frazard and Kelsey Samasco. 2 more lawyers to make sure your family is protected now and into the future. Call Samasco Law today for a free consultation. Our hardworking team is standing by to provide you peace of mind. Samasco Law. Protect what matters.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
I want to respond to your question.
That's a good
When
question.
it comes to explaining the circumstance to your children, people fear that conversation, but children accept what they're told.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Well,
Unity.
When I was young, my parents were always extremely tight on cash. Money was always an issue, and if I was told there was no clothes for the fall for school, I didn't sit there and start kicking my hands up and screaming and howling and having a temper tantrum. I said, okay, because kids accept what they're told. But then my question to you is, but that's parent to child. When you plan a bankruptcy or you deal with a client, is it the couple you're talking to, or are you just talking to them
sometimes
separately?
it'll just be one party. Sometimes it's the couple. I prefer if they're married or living together that both parties come in, even if we're only involving one party in the bankruptcy. It's
still a team
It's
thing.
a team unit thing.
When
And
you
to
have
me,
those
that's
two
critical.
come in, is it usually one party that's more of a spendthrift than the other?
Now you know what
Sometimes
it is.
they're in tandem.
That's a question.
At the end of the day, most people have gotten into debt together.
Together.
There is that whole group of people where the wife has amassed a ton of credit card debt, or the husband has amassed a ton of credit card debt.
Or
and-
they've done it together, but they have this habit of blaming each other.
No. And the one spouse doesn't tell the other spouse.
Yeah.
And
Until you're at the meeting.
Yeah.
oh, it happens.
Until they find out.
Oh,
They
it
got
does
the
happen.
P.O. box, or someone gets the mail and the other one never sees it.
Because, so-and-so
That's a
lost their
common
job,
problem. Yeah.
lost their job, and they needed to maintain a lifestyle, and I'll get the
They're
job.
embarrassed to talk about it.
Happens all the time. And what's critical is getting past that embarrassment, because the reality is that
Because then you can solve the problem.
we can help solve the problem, right?
Come together. Come on, we're going to solve this. And then puts
So if
them
I
in a
go into a chapter 13, can I keep a credit card? What about if I like to travel and I travel and you always have to give a credit card for a hotel?
So
These are questions that
first of
that I
all,
have.
the majority of hotels now will accept your debit card, okay? As long as you've got the money in the bank, right? The other opportunity to get a credit card while you're in a Chapter 13 includes getting a secured credit card.
How does that work?
You save $1,000
Give it to them
and you put it in the bank
as a credit?
and then they give you a line of credit card, which will help you improve your credit score. And after a certain period of time, the majority of those secured credit cards
Become unsecured?
no, they will increase your line of credit without asking you for more money as security.
So then you have the card if you want to go.
I saw my first one of those yesterday on a Medicaid plan. The grandma gave money to the son for his debt and put up money in her bank account as this collateral for the loan. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to help people redevelop their credit.
Yeah. The key point is if you are in a situation where you're tapped out on your cash flow, you need to take action to improve the situation. And it actually goes beyond that. If you know you are spending $20,000, if you're making credit card payments greater than $25,000 a year, that means almost all of that money is going towards interest on the cards. And all you are is the mouse in the spinning wheel getting nowhere. Then you need to take action. If you don't take action then, you're going to run out of gas on that wheel, because when the credit card companies take away your available credit, the wheel stops anyway. But
honestly,
you need
you need to take the action before you start using those credit cards. You need to, if you're about to be that person that's starting to carry credit card debt, you need to rethink what you're doing
and do budget management.
Budget management
You
is
gotta
absolutely
start
critical.
there. You got to start there.
I mean,
because the big picture still comes back, as I always like to say, the 3-point retirement plan. Your goal, if you're in your, it may not mean a lot to you in your 20s, but if you're in your 40s and your 50s, it should certainly start resonating with you. When you get to retirement, you need to own your home free and clear, have zero debt, and have some cash in the bank. Accomplish those three things, and you can retire and live comfortably in retirement. It may not mean that much to you when you're 40, but trust me, when you get to 65 and you're facing the decision of how long do I want to continue to work, then it means everything to you. Because if you don't own your home, you have no cash in the bank, and you have debt, you are then a slave to continuing to work.
You just said it. How long do I want to work versus how long do I have to work? There's a big difference between those two.
And the tools that are out there to help you get there include Chapter 13 bankruptcy, where you can restructure your debt, eliminate it, and get a fresh start, which is what all of this is about. Yeah. So
I love the way you just framed that too. Yeah, it's just like, if you can get to the point where you don't have to work, that's the first time going to work is fun.
You're here today, Ken.
Absolutely. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.